Valkyrie prepared. Need something destroyed?
Hey there, StarCraft fans, Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Speed and ZeLoT on Neo Sylphid 3.2, new replay from 2026. One of the newest ones RJB has sent me over the last couple of days. Going to be a good one here topside. We have a guy, his name is ZeLoT, but he plays Zerg. And on the left side, it is Speed, and he plays fast. These two guys are both in the fun category in my brain of Brood War players, right? You've got fun players, you've got players that kind of make mistakes a lot. You've got some boring players in there as well. You've got somebody who does weird strategies a lot, and somebody who cannot hang with the late game. So I think there are a lot of categories in my head for Brood War players. What's a category in your head for Brood War players, right? Somebody you love to watch, somebody you hate to watch, somebody you want to lose all the time. Somebody you can count on to get ahead and then somehow fumble every single time that it matters. Things like that. So this TVZ here, again, brought to us by RJB. Hope you guys are ready for it. Gonna be a good one. I love these guys. I love both these guys a lot. I mean, I love a lot of StarCraft players, right? I mean, there's a huge list of players I'm really excited to cast, but for some reason, ZeLoT here, who loves doing crazy stuff versus Speed, just tickles my fancy in a way that not many matchups do. So what do we got here? Rax coming up. There you go. No big deal. No proxy. No weird things coming out from either of these players. A hatch first on a 3-player map is a little bit risky. We're going to get it at 11 supply, though. Back home, we'll check that gas timing to see if we're going to get mech. Because, again, Vultures are fast, and Speed loves his fast units. Doesn't mean he won't go SK Terran, because Stimmed Marines are pretty zippy in and among themselves and can get across the map very, very fast. But yeah, he's going to make fast things here, right? He's going to go very, very quick with everything that he's doing. Overlord, checking to see. This Overlord is specifically here to see if there's a bunker coming up. And once again, just because it's not a proxy doesn't mean you can't bunker a hatch first. Now, I think this STB is going to scout once this Rax is done. If he goes the right direction and sees the hatch first, he might go for a bunker. But this pool's about halfway done. And, oh, he's not even bothering. He's just going to build another supply depot immediately. He's not scouting, so it could be a pool first. So we're going to go ahead and get that supply depot and the wall. We're not getting gas yet. We're probably going to expand here. So it looks like a 1-Rax expand into an SK Terran play. Now, that doesn't mean we can't insert things like maybe an early Vulture or two, or maybe a couple tanks, or maybe get Valkyries, right? Valkyries are very popular in TVZ these days. Terran are getting better and better at using them. The bug that made them unusable before the remaster is gone, obviously, because we're in remastered times now. I mean, we have been for 10 years, but it's taken people a while to figure out how to use Valkyries effectively, and sometimes we do see even Terrans mess up with that moving shot that Valkyries can do. So, we got a lair on the way. Fancy pants. Looks like going to be Mutas. What's the answer to Mutas going to be? Going to be Marine. Second Rax. And a refinery coming up now. Engineering bay timing's important here too. Are we going to get a fast +1? Steve the SCV scouts in and saw. I think he saw the lair. There's no way these slow links stopped him from seeing that lair. So we saw the lair timing, said, oh, a lot of Mutas. Okay, cool. Safety sunken up. We're seeing a lot more of this these days just because Terrans are doing such weird things with their openings. It used to be you could just assume, like 90% of the time, it was just going to be Marines, no Vultures. You don't have to get the sunken this early, but you just don't know, right? The number of times it is one factory with a Vulture that comes up, you don't have a sunken, you lose all your drones, you lose bad times. And then, you know, they just go into Marines from there. There's a lot of variance going on as that Spire comes up. Sub 4 minutes, at least it's on the way. Sub 4 minutes onto the construction there. There's your academy. No sign of an early engineering bay. He's going to want to eventually here, but this is not going to be any kind of a +1 timing attack out of Speed at all. Second gas getting taken, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of Mutas. ZeLoT says, today, I'm going to make a lot of Mutalisks. Going to get a third. Oh, he sneaks in. Did that SCV not see that? That SCV did not see that. Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad for Speed. I kind of want to rewind and check. He didn't see it. You would have gone in there and been like, hey, you're going to build a hatch there? What's up? You would have scouted it, maybe tried to block it, but nope. Stim's on the way. We've got the engineering bay here at 447, which means we'll get a +1, but not yet. That's mostly for turrets. because the Mutalisks are on the way faster than maybe you hope they are, Terran players. Second Sunken coming in. This is going to be... Oh, just kidding, canceling it. Interesting. He decides that he's fine with one Sunken here. Does he think the Mutas are going to be able to defend? Does he think these Lings are going to be able to defend? Because he has about 2 Zerglings. Yeah, he's like, wait, no, I do need that, actually. Hold on. This is maybe more Marines than I thought. The stim timing... Well, not really stim timing. Stim is done well before they get here, but... yeah, he says, I don't want to make more Lings. I'd rather just have a couple Sunkens, have a couple Mutas. Dude, this base is so vulnerable right now, but this is something Speed doesn't know about. Speed doesn't know that there's a base over there. Oh, this is brutal. This is really brutal stuff here for Speed. Not seeing the drone go over this direction, not scouting and seeing if there's a base there. And now the Mutas are out. He could have made it. He could have made it over here. And maybe forced a cancel or a kill on that hatchery and won the game, but he doesn't know it exists. He doesn't know if there's a third base where it is. And ignorance is a major problem in StarCraft. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, it is so hard to deal with them. And you might say, well, yeah, Falcon, but it's not like ZeLoT has scouted the main base of the Terran, but he sees the Marine count and the medics and says, yeah, I know what this is. There's the factory, first factory of the day, done in about 6 minutes. Starport coming in here too. We'll see if we get any Vulture production or if it is just Marines here. Entirely could be from Speed. He's getting an armory in conjunction with that Starport, so I think we could see Valks. Let's go. Falcon promising Valks at 6 minutes and a TVZ. Heck yeah. Muta count, like I said, is going to get big and bigger because of that second gas timing. We've got a bunch of Mutas, and we're getting more all the time. Yeah, another one's going to join this party to add us up to 8. Basic math. When did you learn basic math, folks? I think I learned it from probably Sesame Street. Watching it when I was a kid. In the trailer I grew up in when I was just a youngin'. Big old, like, box TV on the floor of the living room. Remember when TVs were furniture? Like, just huge, big boxes on the ground. Am I too old? Maybe. But a bunch of you guys are my age, too. 35 to 45 is the general age of people watching this channel. Anyway, 11 Mutas, +1 attack on the way. You've seen that in the production tab for a minute here, and I think Speed's in trouble, man. This third base got up. The gas is getting saturated. The Muta pressure here is really whittling down this Marine count immensely, and not taking many losses either. ZeLoT is looking good. ZeLoT sometimes struggles against players that are better than him. I think Speed is technically better than he is, at least according to ASL performance, as he burns down both of the missile turrets at the racks. These Marines have to perform the function of the missile turrets now. They can't cover this. Oh, I think going back up to the natural, rotating up that way is a good maneuver. The Valkyrie is here, though. And getting some shots off, right? The goal is to shoot. And if you don't do it right, there you go. There's the shoot out of the butt maneuver by those Valks. Yes, yes. Now, we'll see amazing players, right? We'll see Light screw this up sometimes. We will see somebody like Flash even screw this up sometimes, where you go for the turnaround and nothing comes, nothing shoots. You do the maneuver, but the missiles are not launched for some reason. It's hard. It's hard to get the timing right there. So the Valkyries have kind of turned the tide here. Look at this. Look at these injured Mutas. He's got Scourge to handle the Valks. That's the play. Valks are so slow. They have a hard time dealing with incoming Scourge, as most air things do. I think ZeLoT's okay. He's getting Lurkers. He's getting more Scourge, more Valkyries being produced here. Love the Valks. Because, man, if you don't like Valkyries, do you like StarCraft? Overlord does get sniped. Scourge not connecting there on any of those Valkyries. Valkyrie count is now tres. Tres Valkyries. Mutas have the +1, but that doesn't help you survive rocket shots, man. No upgrades for those Valks on the way, but yeah, look at this. Slow Overlord's getting massacred. ZeLoT was up, and now Speed has taken control with a supply block here at 9 minutes. Sure, it's a 3-basing Zerg player. That's pretty good. And finally scanning it, says, yes, of course there's a base here. Makes a lot of sense. We got Sunkens up there. Scourge. Do take out one of the Valkyries. Scourge getting another Valkyrie. Yes. 2 of the 3 Valks die. Really poor micro there by Speed, unfortunately. But the Mutas are getting obliterated. And most of them die. And then we get up the ramp. There's no Lurkers here. All the Mutas are dead. Sunken, not enough. Lurker egg on the ramp. No more reinforcements. Can't get up that ramp. But it's not like there's a Nidus here. Hatchery can make stuff. Valkyrie with 3 kills. No, good control there. More mutas showing up, but the Valkyries are getting that splash damage there. Lurker burrows in, dies. Hydras come along the backside. They're doing better here. And the mutas plus the Hydras just barely enough to take out the Marines and save the third base. What an insanely tough hold for ZeLoT, but he did it. He wipes out every Marine, every medic that came to threaten him. And the third base lives. I don't think he lost many drones here either. It is 30 drones on 3 bases, which isn't great. But again, you don't need huge saturations as a Zerg player anyway. Irradiate's coming in. We're not making more Valkyries. They did their job. They did what they're supposed to do. Now we're going 2-star port, double science vessel production, more racks being built, second engineering bay coming in. It's going to be Marines and medics and science vessels for the foreseeable future. Will we add in some vultures here? Yes. No, a tank? I apologize. We're adding in a tank. Here we got siege mode in all of this mess. Dealing with the lurkers is a lot easier when you have the siege tanks. As it turns out, third base coming in just outside of the main here on Neo Sylphid 3.2. That's what we like to see. Oh, this is one heck of a TVZ from RJB. He was not kidding about this one. So, what day is it? Tuesday for you guys? Probably Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, all. Hope you're having a fantastic day, enjoying the StarCraft. Be sure to click that like button. Remember to hype the video, too. I'm not big enough that I can't be hyped. When the day comes, I cannot be hyped. I will be a very happy camper. Lurkers up into the third. Can they get a delay on construction? Yes, they got that. Can they kill the tanks that are protecting the constructing command center? The answer is no. Not with science vessel support on that detection. Definitely not. CC is paused, but not dead. Big deal. This feels like mutas were going to turn into guardians later, doesn't it? But you got to get a queen's nest before that. We don't have any of those happening. Fourth base, bottom right, spawn location. That's the thing about these 3-player maps, is that whoever takes the other spawn, right, the one where nobody actually showed up, you get access to a main and a natural pretty darn effectively. Scans in the third, sees nothing there. Well, a couple lurker eggs, that's not nothing. That's pretty scary, actually. Drops on the way from ZeLoT. Big fan. Racks. All of the racks. Continuing tank production, though. So this is not SK Terran. This is like 90% SK Terran. 10% of it is Marines and siege tanks and firebats, instead of just Marines, firebats, science vessels. You know, the drill here. Medics. Did I say those? I don't know. So, Overlords with speed. Out. Spreading out. Trying to watch those troop movements of speed with their speed. 43 to 59 workers. Speed's third base is up and saturated. He's been making SCVs non-stop. It's easy to saturate a base when you never stop making the workers, right? Never stop making SCVs. Never stop making supply depots. Never stop making overlords and drones. Unless you're going for a specific timing attack, which requires you to sort of stop making workers for a minute. But a lot of the games that we're seeing out here are not of that type. So, what do we got? Lurkers, yes. Science vessels to counter said lurkers, detection, and irradiate are both really good tools for those guys. Lurkers are very strong, but it doesn't mean there are not answers for them in the Terran arsenal. There's the Queen's Nest at 1353. It's a lot later than you generally see in TVZ these days. Usually, if you're going to see a Queen's Nest, it's going to be closer to, you know, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Definitely later here, but he's going for a big Hydro Lurker drop. Setting it up. Muta's watching this area. Science facility watching this area too, though. What do we say about drops? Game changing, dude. They change the game. That's what they do. So watch this. Behold, overlords. Ah, so speed sees them now. Reaction is sending the science vessels down, stimming some marines. And here's the unload. Can we irradiate every one of these lurkers with the science vessels? Do we have enough energy for that? The answer is no, but most of them, I think 3 of the 4 got irradiated. Siege tank shots are doing pretty well here too. This drop, I think, just got absolutely shut down by Speed. He shows up exactly with what he needs. All the lurkers are dead. 2 Hydras remain down here to the south, but they're not going to get much done by way of killing stuff. Okay, a couple Marines did die for responding. 4 kills on that Hydra is not bad, but overall, very minimal damage here to Speed. The SimCity was good. Look at this wall of supply depots. You want to get into the juicy insides of these SCVs, you got to get through this wall first. Zergy Zerg. Loving that. Ooh, Gamete Meiosis. Is ZeLoT planning on going for some spawn broodling on those tanks? Big fan. Big fan of spawn broodling on tanks. It's powerful. Doesn't always win. Right? You got to keep those queens alive. You want to get them up to 3, 4 kills each, which takes, 20 minutes of game time, but it means you're cost effective with them, and if you're not cost effective, you're going to die. So it's definitely Hydra meta, right? We saw this. Hydra Lurker meta here. No Dark Swarm, but Lurkers can trade. There you go. Can trade out pretty well, even without the Dark Swarm there. But Hydras on their own do not do well against Marines when they have upgrades, which they have. 2-1 versus the 2-1. But the Stim Marines with medics are better than simply Hydralisks unless the Dark Cloud is over them. Hive finishing up. Got to be a Defiler round prioritization here, right? First thing first. First Hive tech. I'm guessing a Defiler round. And I'm not sure we're going to see Adrenal here today. Just because it's not Lings. I'm very rarely like, we don't need Adrenal in this game. But when it comes to someone going Hydra Lurker, Defiler, questionably Queen maybe, you don't need it. So he's not getting it. He's not doing anything with his Hive, actually. Okay. Is he working on a +3 Carapace? All right, never mind. He's working on a +3 Carapace, standing and fighting. Once again, without the Lurkers, this doesn't go very well. The Hydras are dying. The Lurker Spines are doing the real work here. Unless you outnumber the Marines at 16-1, in which case, sure, the Hydras will do just fine against them. Wipes that army out. All right, ZeLoT putting in some work. Is he making Niduses at least? He's making 6 queens, getting Spawn Broodling upgrade. 4th base up this way for Speed. Big fan of that. 4-basing Terran is a pretty scary thing to see no matter who you are fighting, right? If you're a Protoss, if you're Zerg. A 4-basing Terran means a lot of production, a lot of tanks coming your way generally, and it can be hard to deal with. So the queens are here. Is this one of those games where the queens are like, they're late to the party and they don't have energy for Spawn Broodling, and maybe we spent too much on queens and there wasn't enough time for them to be useful, and maybe we're just going to die. I certainly hope that's not what this is. Also, why are you not making a Defiler mount? Because I don't have the gas for that. I gotta make more queens and more Hydras. All right. He has thrown his lot in with Hydras and queens. Okay, yeah. Bunker. Ooh, good stim re-put inside the bunker there with the siege tank on the background. Says, I have enough Hydras to handle this. Let's go. I'm not waiting on that +3 Carapace at all. Meanwhile, drop inside the main base, getting some work done. The 3rd base D-Matrix siege tank does not last as long, maybe as the Terran would like it to, but Marines loose inside the main base and inside the natural. Oh, the ZeLoT. Not really targeted firing here or here. We're kind of worried about this going down. Irradiate's getting tossed down on Hydras. Will end up saving this base. Ooh, Lurker Egg irradiated too. Maybe doing some damage to a couple of those SCVs, but probably not. Okay, it's going to come down to the queens. Hey, queens, do you have energy for anything yet? No. Right. Okay. Oh, they're going to get found and irradiated, aren't they? If they come in here, they're going to get irradiated. These science vessels are waiting for them to arrive. Without the queens, there is no defense possible for ZeLoT, and I don't think he has the time. 130, 131, 150 is necessary. The natural base is going to die. He's got a base down here that can maybe take over the responsibility. He doesn't have any Niduses to transfer the drones down here. However, he's just rallying Hydras out here to die. For the love of all that is what we're here for today, guys. It's another one of these DVZs. I feel like I've cast 3 or 4 of these over the last couple of months where it's just been an investment into Queen, and guess what? The Queens could not do anything because it takes forever to wait for 150 energy. And that's it. Ah, ZeLoT. ZeLoT. Good. I mean, I don't know if this is a sniff out. This is probably a sniff out by Speed, right? He figured out what was happening here. Oh, there's a Spawn Broodling or 2. Okay. All right. These guys have some kills. Fine. I mean, the third base is going to die anyway. Trying to counterattack up into the fourth base of Speed, though. Okay. Well, let's see. Losing 2 bases and sort of losing 1 base, maybe. Couple more broodlings coming in. So it's late, right? It's late broodling, but it's not non-existent broodling. There have been games I've cast where there is non-existent broodling, but it's 23 to 53 SCVs. We're watching SCVs die, so it's kind of like, well, move the Hydra, move the Hydra, move the Hydra, whatever. Sea Snakes are coming anyway. You would think SCVs would be dead, but they're fine. 52 is going to do the job just A-OK for Speed. He's worried about another drop coming in this way. I guess he does have the space, but he didn't evacuate the drones from the natural. Yeah, dropship tries to get in here. Gets out of there with 7 hit points. One more hit from a Hydra would have killed it. No questions asked. No dropping possible. Sir, these Marines ready to fight. They have no medic support. They have +3/+1 and stim. Ensnare is on the way, so maybe we want to ensnare these suckers. Of course we do. We always want to ensnare these suckers. That's what we're here for, folks, is ensnaring the suckers. Taking a 5th base down here. Speed holds onto the 4th base, gets a 5th base. Queens don't really find any great targets here. If you had an ensnare... Ah! GG! Yeah, this is coming in. This is getting shut down. Hey, stop it. Stop padding your totals there, Speed. So yeah, Speed does get the win against ZeLoT. Once again, you just can't invest into Queens and have them sit around while your natural base and your third base dies, right? If you're going for Queens, you have to be solid against incoming attacks. You have to have map control. I honestly feel like you probably just have to have Defilers already, right? Dark Swarm would have been so good in buying time for those Queens to get enough energy up. And I said he was spending all his money on Hydras and Queens, but he had enough money to make a Defiler mount and research consume, right? It's not that expensive. Yes, then he'd have to actually make a Defiler, which is more gas, but seriously, 1 Defiler and a couple Lings, just Dark Swarm right here, Dark Swarm over here, buys the time for the Queens to get the energy. You start hitting the tanks, and then the Hydras and the Dark Swarm on the Hydras. That's what we're talking about. That's how you win this game. But ZeLoT just doesn't do it. Just doesn't have the Defilers at all. Trying to buy enough time for the Queens to show up. Doesn't have anything to buy said time. It's tough. It's a tough look, man. All right. So that was a great win by Speed. We're talking about wonderful stuff from the Blue Terran today. He's good. Like I said, he's the better player. Nice drop back here, too. I don't think I said drop at the 4th, but there was a drop at the 4th. There was a push into the 5th. This drop got shut down. This is dead. This is dead, right? It's just base economics. Who has active bases? Who doesn't have bases? Who's losing bases? And whose bases are under attack and soon to die? That's the nature of war, man. That's a lot of what it comes down to is production capabilities. Actually, this is here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6th base he's building at 21 minutes. Good grief, Speed. And yeah, just too many examples of Hydras trying to engage directly with Marines with stim and armor upgrades and attack upgrades and medic support. They just don't do it. What makes the Hydra meta work is Dark Swarm. And yeah, you can go Hydra Queen if it's mech, right? Because the Hydras can stand against Goliaths and Vultures just fine. If the tanks are gone because of the Queens, then the Hydras handle that stuff. We've seen that work out for Zerg time and time again. The Hydra meta with Queens against mech. But against SK Terran, you need those Defilers, man. I don't know what he was trying to do. Hydra Queen is not it. Simply not it. So, yeah, this drop getting shut down. This drop getting shut down. Speed handling drops while getting drops into the main base, into the natural base, into the 4th base, walking into the 5th base. Yeah, that early attack at the 3rd was a nice hold. That was a great hold by Speed, or rather by ZeLoT against Speed, but did it do enough is the question. I don't know. I don't think it did, obviously. So good game. Great game there by Speed. He is so impressive. He is so everywhere all the time, and that makes him very dangerous. 178,000, 133,000 points. Guess who was in favor there? Got outproduced by Speed and outkilled by Speed. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow for ZeLoT in this game. Got outraised and did not get outspent. That's the one thing. Did not get outspent here. 45,000 spent to 43,000 spent, but 2,000 resources spent more. 2,300 more spent by a Zerg in a TVZ in 21 minutes is not going to get the job done. So well done, well played, and that's it for your Tuesday. Speed gets the win. ZeLoT needs to try again next time, and I'm sure he will. And that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Trail